Hey guys, Joe DeMarco from the Crazy New York Driver Show for Friday, December 25th, 2015. Today we're going to be exploring underneath the Harlem River Drive Viaduct. I'm starting the video here to get you acquainted with where we're going to be and how we're going to get there. I'm sure many of you guys have ridden this ramp that leads from the George Washington Bridge to the southbound Harlem River Drive many times. The purpose of this video is so you can actually see how to get to the very cool and photogenic area that I'm going to explore. So what you do is you come off the ramp there, we're heading south, we get off the very first exit, which is 155th Street. Now the idea is, when we get off the highway here, we're going to do a flip-flop, we're going to head north, we're going to go back north on the Harlem River Drive to the very end, which is Dyckman Street, then make another flip-flop and come back down south, and I'll show you where you want to get to. So here's how you do it. Very simply, do a flip-flop right here. This is going to take you going back north onto the Harlem River Drive. This is the ramp to the northbound lanes. We're going to take this all the way to the very end of Dyckman Street. Bang, do a flip-flop, and we're here. I cut down a lot of the footage in the interest of saving time because I didn't want to waste too much time. I'm sure you guys know where we are now. We are now heading southbound on the Harlem River Drive, and we're going to pull over and go underneath the viaduct. A few years ago, the Alexander Hamilton Bridge was replaced, and in doing so, the construction crew actually made a nice path to get into where we need to go. Made it very convenient for Joe here. So here's what you do. You pull off right here, and this is where I always park my car. I always leave the car in an open, exposed area for safety. However, this one time, and one time only, we're going to drive up the very narrow ramp to give you guys a look as to what it looks like in case you don't want to go up there yourself. All right? So here we go. There used to be a gate here, but somehow it got knocked down. We're going up the very narrow ramp. You'd be surprised how few people know this ramp is even there. Nobody knows about it. And what's bad about it? It's very dangerous. Notice how it's room for one vehicle only. Now, if I had gone up further and somebody with bad intentions came in back of me, they could actually trap me up there, which is why, as you'll see, I'm going to make a U-turn pretty quick and get back down to safety. But let's take a look here. This is the Harlem River Drive Viaduct on top of us. And you can see it's about, I guess, 9:30 in the morning or so, and there's nobody out. I purposely picked this day because it was a holiday, and I figured nobody would be out. I'm going to make a U-turn here. I don't want to go any further up there just in case, but this gives you an idea of what it looks like. I'm going to make a U-turn. I'm going to go back down. I'm going to secure the car in that wide open space, and then I'm going to go exploring. The rest of the video is going to consist of snapshots that I took underneath the viaduct from end to end, and I'll explain things as we go along. As you can see, I'm heading right back down the same ramp again. You can see how narrow it is, and I'll be honest with you guys, I was concerned because in all my years exploring in New York, this is one of the few places that I really ran into serious trouble. All right? So I don't suggest you come here alone, and don't you ever come here at night, okay? I want to keep all my subscribers. I don't want to lose anybody. But let's get down to the base here. We're going to secure the car. We're going to park it, lock it up, grab the camera, and I'm going to do my thing. All right. Here we are. Parking the car. Grab the camera. And let's get to this. Okay, guys. Time to get started up the ramp. As I said earlier, we will leave the car right here. We're facing south, by the way. That's the way we just came in. We're about to walk up the ramp this time. And as you can see, it's quite narrow. Remember, it's wintertime. In the summertime, the foliage is just too dense. Most of the video is going to be underneath the viaduct because that's where it's photogenic, and that's what I really want to show you. Now, I'm not a fan of graffiti, but in this particular area, I feel that the graffiti gives it a lot of local color. That we are looking straight up underneath the viaduct is a see-through pothole. You may have noticed at the beginning of the video there was a lot of steel plates in the right lane. Well, they're covering all these through potholes, which are quite concerning. This is another cool little shot. This is facing the other way. Back in the old days, it wasn't as cleared out as it was now. As I said, the construction crew had been doing some work just north of here. What you're looking at there is a little shanty town. You'll get a better look at that later. All right, on top is what they call High Bridge Park. High Bridge Park runs through Upper Manhattan. And it's improved a lot since the 70s, but I'm telling you, I still myself would not go in there at night. Look at that. Will you look at that mess? Those are all sections of the highway that have fallen through. Everything's covered over by a steel plate, or steel plates, as in plural, and you can see that the engineers have marked off certain sections of the road itself for replacement. Now, I understand, look at that. This is what you do not see when you're driving on that ramp heading downtown. I understand that the entire ramp is going to be replaced, but I don't have a definite date right now. But that's why I wanted to get out today and shoot these videos so that I could get all the pictures just in case they start sometime in the near future. This is where somebody dumped some construction debris. Again, this is solid granite here on the right, and they had to blast through this when they made this viaduct. This viaduct is original. It has not been upgraded with the exception of the roadway itself. It's been repaved many, many times, and the divider was augmented to include a steel guardrail so cars wouldn't fly over it and go head-on into each other, which they were doing. Again, I normally don't condone graffiti. I really don't even condone it now. But in this particular location, I feel it gives it a lot of character. You can see the graffiti guys climbed up over the rocks to tag. This here, I believe, was something at some point, but I can't quite figure out what it was. You can clearly see there was a wall here, which fell down. There was a base here. I just can't figure out what was there. These rocks fell from up top and landed down there. There's a shanty town in there. Let me see if I get a better shot of it. Yeah, if you look to your left, right there, somebody was sleeping in there. That is the High Bridge itself, which was just reopened to pedestrians this year. And yes, I've been on that. That's the original fence, which of course has been breached. Up here, it's not a very good shot. I use the zoom lens. That's a shanty town. People are sleeping up there. That's a look at the roadway itself. Again, the viaduct. That's where we started out. Let's go up a little further now, because you guys haven't been up there yet. All right, this is yet another shanty town. This one's a little bit more sophisticated. He's actually constructed a structure. See, there's a close-up of it. When I see those kind of shanty towns, I always wisely stay away. I don't want to encroach on anybody's area or anybody's turf. Again, there's your ramp. You can imagine what this looks like in the summertime. You can't walk through any of this. That's looking down. Again, I'm here alone, okay? In all my years in New York City, I mean starting as a kid till now, I've only had a handful of times when I felt my life was in danger, and one of those times was right here in this terrible area. I mean, it's photogenic as hell, but you got to be careful, man. You've really got to be careful. Again, Look at how all the erosion has occurred on the roadway. You can see the rebar. Structurally unsafe, if you ask me. Look at those cracks. That is my car. You can see I'm actually not parked that far from where I am right now. There's another view. There you can see the original granite, the original granite outcropping. There's a better look at it. See these pebbles and all that? You want to know where this came from? Well, this material? Right up there. Look at the size of that pothole. The whole section has given way and fallen through. The only reason you're not seeing the gray clouds above is because there are steel plates covering the holes. This is what you do not know when you're driving on this viaduct. Anyway, that's all I'm going to discuss today with this. Thanks guys for watching. I'm Crazy New York Driver and you're not. I make eBay videos and I make New York City exploration videos. Hopefully you liked this one. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments about the structure, the roadway, or any other places you want me to explore, please comment below. Thank you. Rock on, guys.